Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here with D. Crazy game, man. My voice gone, as you could tell. I was screaming like crazy. But great game, great win. And we're going to recap the game, D. And I'm going to start off first, man. I'm going to start off first because, honestly, I thought... Pretty much, if you look at our pregame video, this is exactly what I said might happen. I said the Saints defense is badass, and this was their first game back with their D-line. So I knew it was going to be a defensive struggle. Coming back on Tuesday, morning, we came back from Mexico. The team, they were tired, and you knew it was going to be it had a chance to be a trap game. But I thought we overall played great. The defense was absolutely amazing. The goal line stands we were doing. Fred Warner flying all over the field, causing that fumble by Kamara. Hufanga causing another fumble. Drake Greenlaw is turning into a stud, man. Absolute stud. Charvarius Ward. Didn't hear his name a lot, which was a good thing. If you're a cornerback, didn't hear his name a lot. Lenore gave up a few passes, but overall he was solid. Mm-hmm. So as a whole, our defense played great. Our run defense was really good. We were doing a good job stuffing Kamara. The one thing we didn't really get is a lot of pass rush because, Don, the Red Rifle, he was getting the ball off quick. So we really didn't have a chance to get sacks, except that one big one by Nick Bosa. But overall, defense haven't allowed a point. I think it was at 4 straight games in the second half. Yeah. Something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
The previous last 3 games, it was 0 points. Now it's 4 points.
Yeah, so
no, 4 games.
4 games, yeah. So it's crazy how great this defense is. Number one defense. We talked about all season. We thought that this is the best defense in the league, and they're proving it. Offense, there was some struggles. I'm not gonna lie, but freaking Jimmy Garoppolo was getting killed. Couldn't get anything going. The run game we're getting stuffed. Passing game we were getting stuffed. A few opportunities we had. I know that one, the Christian McCaffrey on the left side, when he had him wide open on the wheel route, that could have been a huge ass play right there. So it's tough though when you're going against a defense like that. They're already, I think they were like 11-12 defense, but that's with all their injuries. But they finally were healthy today, and I knew it was going to be a battle. And their D line was really kicking our O line's ass, man. They were really out there dominating. But we got it done though. We got it done. Kyle Shanahan did leave a few points on the board. One play in particular which pissed me off, that 4th and goal at the 1 yard line. Dude, Jimmy Garoppolo, his best in the league, his best attribute is quarterback sneaks. Quarterback sneak that ball, and that's a touchdown, But I don't know what the hell that was. It was like a play action.
He dropped back 5 yards.
Then he ran it up the middle. I don't know what the hell that was, a design or whatever. That's the one fault I'll give Kyle Shanahan, where I will say it wasn't great. But overall, man, you can't expect much when the D line was just tagging Jimmy. Jimmy was getting tagged left and right, just getting beat. He threw that stupid ass interception. Bud got nullified because of their holding call, so that kind of saved us right there. But overall, there's going to be games like this. It happens all the time. It's the NFL, man, where you could do that. But the defense came in, stepped up, so I'm happy, man. What do you think?
Well, I touched on it in the last video, and I'll be honest, man. Murphy's fucking law. Everything that could go wrong, I felt did go wrong. I thought this was a game. I said it was going to be one of those games where if the Saints kept it close, which they did for the most part, they were still in it up until the 4th quarter. They still had a chance to tie it up, and they made a couple plays. I know our defense made it happen where they got some huge stops, but they were still in it nonetheless. And again, man, and when we keep it just like that, because even though how you touched on the Saints, this is probably the best that they looked, full strength. This is a game that we should comfortably beat them by 2 touchdowns, and this game, we let it get close. The Chargers game, we let it get close. The Rams game, we let it get close. And this is one of those games where it's I wanted to build on the Cardinals game, and I felt like we kind of took a step back again. And I'll go over, defense was amazing. So I loved how the defense played. I think the defense won us the game hands down. I will say Jimmy Garoppolo, he didn't play too well. I'm a big Jimmy guy, but I'll be honest, he didn't really play too well. But a lot of it, I felt, besides the Christian McCaffrey throw and the overthrow by Ayuk and the pick that got overturned, I felt that his decisions were good. He was the rushing him was crazy. So there was one where they rushed him and he went underneath one of the D line and threw it somehow to McCaffrey, and the analysts were like, "What the hell? How do you even do that?" That was a crazy freaking toss because he wasn't even looking. He just knew Christian McCaffrey was there and did the no look. And so I thought he did enough to try to make some plays happen. But again, man, the guy I freaking hate, the guy I don't believe in, Kyle Shanahan. I just felt like when we get to the red zone, I feel this guy thinks it's like a Hail Mary. It's like, make the simple fucking plays. We got plays to the outside that are to Juwan Jennings, even Ayuk. I love how Ayuk has been playing, but why do we even get Christian McCaffrey? What happened to Debo and George Kittle? Are they just not involved? I felt that this was a game where none of those guys like were getting really involved, and when we got them involved, we handed out like stupid plays. Kittle, there was one where like they weren't even connected, him and Jimmy G. Jimmy G thought he was gonna do an outside slant, and then he ended up throwing it too early and almost cost us the pick. Again, it just goes back to Kyle Shanahan just throwing these stupid plays. We're one of the worst teams in the red zone. Since we got Christian McCaffrey, we've been able to move the ball like easily, but when we get to the red zone, it's like we're clueless, man. And next week, and this is why in the last video I was talking about, I wanted us to have a momentum because I thought everybody played great during the Cardinals. But now, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous against Miami because Miami is just like the 49ers. They have a really good offense. Their defense has been stepping it up. And this is not a team in Miami that we can keep it close and then pull it out like we did today. This is a team that everybody needs to do their part and play great. Jimmy G needs to play great. And all the offensive line, the defense, everybody needs to contribute. And I felt a little bit that they took a step back today. But man, I'm telling you, like Kyle Shanahan is just not my guy, man.
To be fair though, man, that it was a third and I think goal. And remember, we threw it to Jennings to the right side.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey was wide ass open. And Mark Sanchez talked about that. Mm-hmm. Jimmy anticipated before the pass that he's going to go to the right, even though I guess they had a blown coverage and Christian McCaffrey was wide ass open to get that touchdown. So I mean, I get it. It has to do with Kyle Shanahan, I agree, but then it also has to do with Jimmy. Jimmy's got to play better than he did, even though I thought he didn't even play that bad. I know a lot of people are ripping on him.
Yeah, I didn't think he played
bad. And at the same time, I can't really go crazy on Kyle just because Jimmy was kiking the ball and literally their defense was already in the backfield. Like Brunskill was getting killed, Brenda was getting killed, Mike McGlinchey got holding. Like we know Mike McGlinchey's getting one holding call per game. He was getting holding calls and he was letting his guy get beat. So I mean, it was bad. The offensive line was getting destroyed. Even our run game, nothing could happen, man. Yeah. Even Elijah Mitchell, who averages like 6 yards a game, he did nothing and he got hurt too. So there's another injury. And I'll say it right now, man. I like Elijah Mitchell, but when he got hurt and he said, "Oh, he's coming back," I was happy, but then he's gonna get hurt again.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not trying to be me, but it's the truth. He always gets hurt. He always gets hurt, man. So. It sucks, but on a good note, though, Jordan Mason looked good, man.
Yeah, so I said that in the previous. I was like, I'm excited. Really I think he's going to get an opportunity, and I'm excited for him.
He looked really good out there. As long as he holds on to that ball, doesn't lose that ball, he got 9-yard gain, 8-yard gain. He was doing really good. So you could see he has that explosion. When he gets hit contact, he still moves. So I like that. Christian McCaffrey did get hurt in the second half, or the first half.
And he came back. They said it wasn't an issue moving forward. Him and Debo got a little bit hurt on their quads, but I heard it's like moving forward, I think they'll be fine. It's only the crucial one was the Elijah Mitchell one.
Elijah Mitchell,
they were saying that he's going to be out for a couple weeks, and that's why I wasn't really too stoked about the Wilson trade. I kind of wanted to keep him, but I am excited about Jordan Mason getting an opportunity. I think he's going to be huge.
I do not, and I don't want it to be where they're like, "Oh, we're going to bring in some more running backs," and then Jordan Mason is going to be put in the back against. Like, dude, just give him a chance, man. He looked good out there today.
Like we're getting Coleman from the practice squad or something.
Dude,
like, no,
leave his ass in there. Let him have a chance because he was solid out there. And then you just have all you need is Kyle Juszczyk. If you want him back there blocking, there you go, man. There's your blocker right there because he's a solid blocker protecting Jimmy Garoppolo. But overall, our offense wasn't the best, but I anticipate. In the previous video, I said, dude, this might happen because that defense is hungry and they're healthy finally, and they played great. We had a few chances though. We could have moved the ball. We were like I think 2 drives. The first 2 drives we had that were moving the ball. All we got was a field goal out of it, which it sucks. So I mean, against the Cardinals, we cashed those in for touchdowns. We did cash those in, and we couldn't do it against the Saints because they were playing some tight ass defense. But we got to figure it out. Like I said, it might have happened because that Mexico trip was so huge, man. First we went to Colorado, then we're in Mexico. It was Monday Night Football. It was a short week, and then coming back Tuesday morning, not instead of Monday. We came back Tuesday morning, and everyone was tired, man, and they had practice the next day, so everything was a whack. And Kyle even said the practices were light, so obviously you're not going to be at full. I don't think you're going to be at full strength, especially it was such a short week. So I anticipated this probably happening, and it did happen. Moving forward, though, I want our offense to get back on track. Like we did against the Rams, like we did against the Cardinals. Hopefully we get back on track because, we got to play better, man. We can't expect our defense to be balling out like this every week. Our offense has got to get back how we were the last few weeks. So,
and that's what I don't want. I don't want our defense to be just like the Chiefs game. I don't want them to be on the field every single time and have them try to win it for us. Ayuk, I thought, played great. I thought Jauan Jennings really played great. But if Jennings is going to be like our second best player, like moving forward, I think it's going to be hard, man, because I think this is like what I was talking about earlier about we need like an identity. And I feel that right now we're kind of just like having a bunch of pieces there, and we're just trying to see like what works this game and what works the next game. And you can't win like that. We need to run the ball more. We need to get everybody involved, Debo involved, Kittle involved, and that's how Ayuk gets his opportunities. But I felt that Jauan Jennings was probably like our second best player today, and he only got a touchdown just because it was a tip ball. It was not a bad throw, I don't think, because it wasn't a tough spot to throw. I thought Honey Badger made more like a play out of it because he just got his fingertips in it. There's no way he was going to catch it, but worst case scenario, I thought it would have just been batted down. But he made a play happen, but I didn't think that a lot of people were giving Jimmy G about like a lucky pass or a lucky like tip, but I thought it was actually a great like position of the ball. Just Honey Badger made a play, but other than that, from the tip ball, our offense was just more field goals again. We got to get touchdown. We're in the red zone. We got to convert on that. And going back to that fourth down play, I don't know what the hell they were doing, man. Like Jimmy G goes back 5 yards, and they're at the goal line. So you're going back 5 yards, and then you're trying to go 10 yards to the freaking goal line because a play broken up. It was a disaster. And then it reminded me of that
Chargers.
Yeah, we're
same thing with the Charger game. Instead of we're at the 1 yard line, and then I don't know what the hell plays. Like, dude, Jimmy's the best at quarterback sneak. Every time he does the first member against Seattle, you were there at that game. We're at the 1 yard quarterback sneak. All right, touchdown, easy. It's not that hard, man. It's not that hard. That's all.
Was it? I don't think it was the Chargers game, but there was another one where Jimmy G, I think it was the Chiefs game. It might have been, where he threw the pick in the end zone. And so that's what it kind of reminded me of, like when we had the turnover in the end zone. It was just like, man, dude. Then all that momentum got shifted because then the Saints were coming, and then it puts more pressure on our defense. And again, if we're gonna be playing like that, we're gonna get smoked by Miami because Miami is very good at like protecting the ball. Tua's playing amazing, even though a lot of the games like Baltimore, he had a 6 touchdown game, but that was early in the season. That was kind of like, just like one of those games where he was just on fire. But other than that, him and Jimmy G, like they both average about a touchdown a game. They both protect the ball. I think Tua only has like 2 picks out of the season, and so like that's why going with Miami, they're gonna be very conservative down the field. They're not gonna try to go like too like gunslinging, and they're gonna protect the ball at all costs. And so that's not a team that we can sleep on, and we can't. When we have those opportunities in the red zone, we need to convert on those,
and we got to get pressure. I think I got to give more credit to that linebackers and the DBs because they did a great job because that pressure really wasn't coming. Andy Dalton, he was sometimes he was making plays like he would like scrambled out and got 8 yards, 9 yards, 10 yards. And we're talking about the last video. Nick Bosa's been the Batman. Last week the Robin on defensive line was probably Kevin Givens. The week before that, Charles Omenihu. This week it just didn't happen, man. I didn't see a Robin out there. I didn't see anyone out there getting that pressure consistently. Ebukam came back, but he kind of was quiet. Charles Omenihu didn't do much as far as a pass rush. We're gonna have to get to Tua. We're gonna have to get him quick because I know he's gonna be taking shots. He's going to be taking shots to Tyreek Hill, to Waddle. So we have to step it up because man, it's gonna be a crazy game. I don't want it to be like how it was with the Chiefs, where he's got blown out of the water, that defense. So defensive line has just got to get pressure next week, because we really, that's one thing I'll say. Even though our defense got a shutout, our defense played amazing. We got to get that pressure, because I know it's going to be crazy ass next week. If they have those long time to have to throw the ball, we might pay because those receivers are studs out there. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
And that was another thing. I will give credit to the Saints.
Olave, the guy we talked about, he freaking was killing it. We talked about him too. He had a great game.
But I thought the defense did a really good job as far as like containing Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
That
really
was
good.
like a really good.
Taysom Hill's given us problems in the past too.
Yeah, and so I thought they did a really good job on that. Andy Dalton, even though he couldn't really get anything going, he was finding what was his name? Olave. Yeah,
I love that guy.
Olave. Yeah, so he was finding him a lot. But like I said in like the last video too, like Andy Dalton, like he's very like. He's not a guy who's going to be like a Patrick Mahomes type of player. I think he only has like a touchdown per game, and only one game where he really went off. And so he's not a guy that he's going to be a gunslinger, like looking for all the deep balls for touchdowns. But other than that, I thought the defense played good. But it was hard for the Saints because I felt every freaking play they were complaining to the refs. And I felt there were certain plays where the refs were giving us flags because the Saints are bitching so much. And you saw that like where Jimmy G, they almost tore his freaking knee off. And then there was no call, but then the other one, Nick Bosa gets a sack on Taysom Hill, and then they call a flag, and it's just like those are the really tough games where I've been in like those like type of games where like the other team is so pissed off that they're yelling at the refs, where the refs have to make the call even though they probably could let it go, like slide in certain games. So it was one of those hostile games where like, man, the defense, they really had to like step up to make a play happen, which they did in the end zone where they got that fumble. But man, it was like kudos for the Saints because they were just hammering it to the refs or hammering it to us, and like they were making it super tight, even though they couldn't really get anything going. It was one of those games where I was like, damn it, dude, if we keep it close, hey, we could shoot ourselves in the foot just like the freaking Seahawks did today.
Yeah. And I gave again a shout out to one player, Samuel Womack. Even though he did get that penalty, that 15-yard penalty on special teams, Jimmy Ward went out, and the red white rifle, man, he went right after, and that deep pass, one-on-one coverage, zero help, zero safeties, and Samuel Womack played him good. So that was a huge play right there, you know. Just holding them to zero, man. Just holding them to zero. Felt like the Undertaker, man. Like we looked like they were about to get it, finding the streak was going to end, and then the Undertaker just came out, you know, just came up, baby, and then we stopped him. So shout out to all of the defense, man. They played their asses off, and I love it, man. At the end of the day, as much we saw Grant's thing, he was complaining about everything. I was like, oh man, we won the damn game. And those games, man, sometimes you just gotta take it and move on to the next game, man.
It's hard, man. It's hard. It's
NFL, man. It's parity.
So not every game is gonna get pretty. Not every game is gonna be fantasy, you know, rewarding. And this was a definition of an ugly win.
And this isn't 90s football, you know, where it's like the salary cap where Niners would just kick teams' asses. It ain't like that no more. This is parodies. There's salary caps and all that. So I mean, sometimes you just gotta take it. Who cares if it's at home? Take it. Move on to next week. Seahawks lost. Cardinals lost. Rams lost. So we're the only team in the West that won. So we're moving forward to that goal, man. That winning the West and then going on from there. But absolutely happy that we got the W, and hopefully we could build from this. Hopefully
and then so we did get the first place today. So the Seahawks did lose, and so now going into Miami, that's going to be a tough game where we got to continue that winning streak, because now that we have a little bit of cushion, again, like our schedule is a little bit harder out of like the other two teams, so that's why like going into next week we got to be ready. We how you were touching on earlier, we did travel a lot, we dealt with some injuries today, but we just got to regroup and then go into Miami next week, and we just got to like build that momentum.
Absolutely, man. But we'll take it, man. At the end of the day, got the W, everyone else lost, and we'll just go from there. Get ready for next week, man, because it's a huge, but you're gonna be at that game, right?
I'll be at that game.
Be there, ready to go. pumping iron, man. So we'll see how it goes. But that's pretty much what we got, man. It was a great game. Voice is gone. I'll probably be back and drink some green tea right now. Try to get it back because I know next Sunday, man. I wonder if it might be flex. We're saying it might be flex, might not be. The reason I think Sunday night football is a Cowboy, so they usually don't flex.
Yeah, I think it'll still be. I think
it'll be at 1, right?
Yeah,
125. So.
Which I would hope it'd be late in the day because it might rain in the morning, and then so hopefully like in the noon it's like super clear because it's gonna be at like I believe 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But if it does switch it, that'd be dope. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit off weather that day, and yeah, like just going on to the 49ers that. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We got first place. Let's keep this momentum train going.
But that's what we got, guys. Let's know what you guys think about the game, man. Crazy game. Got the W at the end, so can't be that mad. Gotta like it. Yeah. Gotta love it. But we'll talk to you guys next video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.